Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are starting in the village, and as you can see, I have done quite a few things since the last episode. I started work on the little aquarium for my axolotls. It's not finished, as you can see by the framing of a second floor. I'm definitely going to expand it, make it a little taller for them, but so far I am pretty happy with it. I know that in Minecraft, axolotls don't have very big pools, but I looked it up and real life axolotls are completely aquatic. So we're going to go with a little bit more realism for this, and they will not have any land space in there. I also started breeding them up. I haven't gotten a blue axolotl yet, but in the process of doing that, hopefully I will get a bunch more extras. And I'm not sure if anyone remembers, but in the first episode, I found a ocean monument. And so what I'm hoping to do is bring all of my extra axolotls as some protection, and hopefully when I'm ready to take that on, they will help fight all of the guardians. In the process of trading with them, I have gotten a lot of extra gear, and hopefully that will continue so that I no longer have to spend my very valuable iron on chest plates and things. I can instead spend it on whatever else I want to. I don't really know yet. But as you can see, I kind of had to move a lot of beds and doors and things outside of their house. This is very temporary. Since I'm hoping to have a lot of villagers here that I can trade with, not all of the houses are going to be able to be around that size. A lot of them are going to have to be kind of more like almost apartment style things, but I'm actually really excited for that since I've never built more like condensed houses before. So that'll definitely be a really fun thing to experiment with. I'm hoping for not like skyscrapers. I definitely don't want this to become like a city, but definitely some taller buildings with a lot more beds in there. That way, with some more condensed housing, the village won't become super overcrowded with homes like these that, while they look really pretty, and I definitely still plan on having that be my house for while I'm in the village, it's very impractical considering the amount of villagers I have, and hopefully we'll get more for books and things. It definitely wouldn't make sense for all of the villagers to have their own house that's that big. Even if you put like 4 villagers to a house or something, it just wouldn't make any sense. So that's why I'm going to go for kind of more condensed, like almost apartment style buildings for a lot of the town. However, I definitely don't want the village to be the only thing that I focus on, so I'm going to have to take a break from it for my own sanity, and also so that the entire video isn't just comprised of a lot of hums. I did spend some time AFKing at the mob farm in between episodes, and while I predicted correctly, it definitely wasn't very efficient. It did get me some gunpowder and bone meal, which I used, and that was definitely very helpful. I don't have any specific plans for today, aside from I definitely want to, at the very least, finish the outside of the aquarium add-on, and I would like to add another house to the village. However, I don't want those to be the only things that I do, so let's head back to my original base and take some time and kind of figure out if there's any chores around there that need to be done. Over there, I just added another nether portal because currently both of the ones that I have link up to the nether roof. And while that's great and it's very convenient for travel, I also wanted a way to be able to get resources from the nether, so I just added a little portal over there so it wouldn't interfere with this one. I also managed to find some armadillos, and they're just hanging out in this boat until I find a good place to keep them. I think that's something I would really like to do soon is get to the end. So what I'm going to do is pull together all of the ender pearls I've collected, which of course are in completely different chests, and I'm going to see if I have enough to even try to find the end gateway. I don't think I'll have enough to open it, but it would be nice to at least have like a very general sense of where the portal is. Now, I think I had a couple more back at the village. There's one, and I seem to recall a couple more in my house. Oh, there we go. Alright, it looks like that's it. And I'm pretty sure this is where I left my blaze rods because I am incredibly disorganized. And there we go, perfect. Alright, and now let's see. Okay, perfect. It wasn't going towards the village. It took quite a while and more deaths than I would like to admit, But I did eventually find the end gateway. While I was down there trying to find the gateway though, I also managed to locate a trial chamber, which I really wasn't expecting to find. I didn't really go in there either. I just, again, marked down the coordinates, made sure I know where it is. And I think that would be a really fun project to take on, either next episode or the one after that. I'm not really sure which order I'll take them on in. I don't know if I would like to do the trial chamber first or defeating the Ender Dragon. Let me know if you have any thoughts on that. And after that little adventure, I felt more than ready to go back to the village and make some progress. And I made quite a bit. Now, these trees are obviously just here for some farming, gathering wood right now. They are not going to be permanent. However, I did start on this little apartment building for some of my villagers. It is very plain right now. All of the rooms are very minimally decorated, and the outside is definitely not the prettiest thing. So I will be texturing that, making it look a little bit nicer, but not right now. I also finished up this aquarium. I decided to leave a 1 block air gap at the top. I'm not really sure if that actually impacts axolotls AI or anything, but I did see online that a lot of people recommend doing that. I also added in this small little cottage in between these two buildings. I thought it was pretty cute, and it houses 2 villagers. Right now there's definitely sort of a contrast between these 2 buildings where they're like very blocky, kind of gray, and these 2 that are like a bit more very cottagey. So I really want to try and almost make it look like this was the original style of the village, and then as the population grew, they had to kind of adapt and build in this slightly more modern style. I'm not really sure how to blend the 2 together seamlessly, but that is sort of the vision that I have for the moment. I might change it later on. But for now, I'm pretty happy with having all of the villagers housed in here and in these 2 buildings. There will, of course, be more, but I think that's a good amount of progress on the village for today. Now, right now, what I personally think is the ugliest thing in the village is definitely just this central area. There's a lot of torches everywhere, which isn't inherently too bad, but I would like to get a better system of lighting the entire village, probably some street lamps, things like that. I also really want to get all of these workstations somewhere else because right now it's just kind of an eyesore. Now, since I have this hill over here, which I haven't really terrained much, I've just smoothed out some of the edges, I think what I might end up doing with that area is kind of a market. So I could have like little stalls set up for all the villagers, and that is probably where I'm going to put all of the workbenches. I haven't decided on a design for that yet. I'll definitely take some inspiration from like the regular village markets with like the little fence posts and the wool tops. I think that could be really cute. I just want to kind of design it a little bit more so that it fits with the current village, even though the current village is kind of a mess of 2 aesthetics. I'm trying not to take the building too seriously right now, which is a little bit hard because I really don't like things that I make to look bad. But I honestly kind of just want to have fun with this village since it's not intended to be my main base. It's sort of just a nice side project so that I have like a cute little place to trade with all of them. So I'm not going to worry too deeply about it. As long as it looks all right, then I'll be pretty happy. Another thing I really need to do is find a better place to put this nether portal. Right now there are blocks everywhere to help stop the villagers from going into it. I can still crouch through this slab here. But I want it to look, well, nicer than that. I still don't want the villagers to be roaming around on the nether roof though, so that is going to be something I have to take into consideration. Maybe like a bit of parkour or some fence gates, something like that to make sure that they can't just go wandering off into the nether. That nether portal though is definitely going to have to wait until next episode or the one after that because I have no idea what I want it to look like, and quite frankly, I don't want to do it right now. Another thing is I'm definitely going to have to start up a proper farming area along with fencing up all of the animals so they're no longer just free roaming quite as much. That is another project, which is going to be put off until next time. Yet again, because I simply don't want to do it right now, and honestly I think that's a decent enough reason. For now though, I think that's a good place to leave everything. So for this painting, I had a couple of options. I could have gone with the apartment complex that I built, but that's not really finished in my eyes yet, and I also thought it would be kind of boring. I could have also gone with the little cottage that I did, but quite frankly, I've painted enough little cottages and I want to do something else for this episode, so I decided to go with the aquarium. Now, I am very out of practice painting. I haven't done any since the accident, and it has been over a month at this point. And hopefully, as I keep recovering, I'll be able to do more paintings and I'll get back into the swing of things. For now, goodbye, everyone.